Hey everyone, it's T, and welcome to the channel. There are a lot of misconceptions out there about US foreign aid, how much we give, who gets it, and why. So today we're diving into the top 10 countries receiving US foreign aid in 2024. Now, before we get started, it's important to remember that these numbers can fluctuate year to year based on need and global events. But by looking at who consistently receives the most aid, we can start to understand the priorities and complexities of US foreign policy. Let's get started. At the top of our list is Israel, receiving $3.3 billion in aid annually. This close ally of the United States has historically been a major recipient, largely due to geopolitical strategy and the complex relationship between the two nations. Most of the aid to Israel is specifically designated for military assistance, but the use of those funds and the implications of such a large sum going to a single country are often debated. Coming in at number 2 is Jordan, with $1.52 billion in aid. Jordan's strategic location in the Middle East and its role in regional stability make it a key recipient of US aid. These funds are aimed at supporting economic development within Jordan, strengthening its security forces, and providing humanitarian assistance to refugees, particularly those fleeing the conflict in neighboring Syria. Next up is Egypt, receiving $1.43 billion in aid. Like Israel and Jordan, Egypt plays a crucial role in Middle Eastern stability and is a key partner in counter-terrorism efforts. The aid provided to Egypt is a mix of military and economic support. Chapter 4, Number 4, Afghanistan, receiving $730 million. Afghanistan has been a major recipient of US aid for decades, particularly following the US intervention in 2001. While the situation in Afghanistan remains complex, US aid focuses on providing humanitarian assistance to vulnerable populations, supporting essential services, and promoting economic development in the hopes of a more stable future. Chapter 5, Number 5, Nigeria, with $693 million in aid. Nigeria faces significant challenges including poverty, healthcare access, and the threat of extremist groups like Boko Haram. US aid to Nigeria is primarily directed towards strengthening healthcare systems, particularly in combating diseases like HIV, AIDS, and malaria, as well as bolstering economic development and security efforts. Chapter 6, Number 6, Ethiopia, receiving $553 million. Ethiopia is one of the largest recipients of US aid in Africa. This aid is largely focused on addressing the country's humanitarian needs, which stem from issues like drought, famine, and internal conflict, while also working to improve healthcare, education, and economic opportunities. Chapter 7, South Sudan, a relatively new nation, receives $536 million in aid, highlighting the immense challenges it faces since gaining independence in 2011. Ravaged by civil war and widespread poverty, South Sudan relies heavily on humanitarian aid to provide essential services like food, water, and healthcare to its struggling population. Chapter 8. The Democratic Republic of the Congo, receiving $479 million, has long been plagued by conflict, instability, and humanitarian crises. US aid to the DRC is largely focused on providing humanitarian assistance to address the needs of those affected by violence and displacement, while also supporting healthcare initiatives, particularly in combating the spread of infectious diseases. Chapter 9, Syria, receiving $435 million in aid, has been embroiled in a devastating civil war for over a decade. The ongoing conflict has resulted in a catastrophic humanitarian crisis, and US aid to Syria is primarily in the form of humanitarian assistance, providing essential supplies, food, shelter, and medical care to millions of displaced Syrians, both within the country and in neighboring nations. Chapter 10. Rounding out our list is Kenya, receiving $418 million in US aid. Kenya is a key partner in East Africa, and US aid supports a range of programs focused on improving healthcare, particularly in combating HIV/AIDS, promoting economic growth, and strengthening democratic institutions. Understanding where US foreign aid goes is key to understanding global affairs and America's role in the world. Each of these countries represents a complex web of humanitarian needs, strategic interests, and ongoing challenges. What do you think about this list? Are there any surprises or anything that particularly stood out to you? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.